Hi, it's Carrie Toth again. In case you haven't watched video number one, this is video number two. The first video is just the intro to book club. This is actually a video that's going to introduce the content of what we're doing in book club. So the book is El Espíritu de Xólotl. This is Xoli. Xoli is an axolotl. The book is written at late level one, early level two as like the prime beginning level, but anytime in level two, there are past and present verbs in there. There's subjunctive verbs in there. Like there's lots of stuff that you can kind of cultivate for grammar wise. The majority of the story is told in the present tense because it is a story, Shirley is kind of learning as he goes along. But there are several times that they talk about his heritage that they use past tense. This book is set in Mexico in Lago Xochimilco. And Sholi is an axolotl who is feeling like he's different than his friends who are salamanders because he has a similar shape, but he's got his branchias. He's not like them. And he's kind of shy. And so he shies away from hanging out with them because he feels different. And so during this reading, students follow Sholi as he's kind of on a search to find out his identity. In chapter one, he meets a turtle named Don Gil, who is the kind of elder of the town who tells him, hey, I'm also shy sometimes. And then he tells him a story of his origin. And that origin is that the god Xolotl was a guide to the spirit world. The other gods wanted to throw themselves into a fire in order to create the sun. And Charlotte did not want to join them. He wanted to remain in his place as a guide for the spirit world. So, in order to get away from them, he changed himself into a plant, into a dog, which you may know. I always say their name wrong. I'm not even going to try. The Mexican hairless, that dog, the Xolo dog. That dog is also one of the things he turned into, and he turned into an axolotl. And that's how axolotls were created, was by Xolotl making himself into an axolotl, then filling the waters of Lake Xochimilco with other axolotls. So Xoli starts to think, am I really like a descendant of a god? And he goes on this little quest. And so he has to prove his bravery and he proves his kindness and helping people. And as he does those things, he's on a mission of self-discovery. So it's great for an identity unit. It's great, especially at lower levels. I think in upper levels, I use the WAS curriculum. It's my curriculum that I wrote, but I use that in my upper levels. And we do talk about identity and what makes us who we are. And, how it's hard sometimes. There's mental illness and things that come at us from all sides. But in this one, it's more of that initial identity stuff of the journey to finding out who we are as a person and how our heritage makes us stronger, and also how the things that we do right now make us stronger. So that's my hope as we go through this, that we will tackle El Espíritu de Xolotl in a way that we can focus on identity and heritage and Sholi's little journey to becoming a braver axolotl. So resource-wise, we need the book. We have an audiobook. It is wonderful. I love this audiobook. The recording was really great because sometimes you just want to teach your voice rest day, and sometimes you will like playing little passages of that audiobook as listening types of activities, or you can just read aloud from your own book. But one thing that I would like to encourage you that you would need would be the teacher's guide. And so I don't want to share my desktop. I want to share, sorry, I am talking to myself right now because I do not see, oh, because it's there. Okay, hang on. Now I should have what I need. I'm so terrible at making videos like this because here I am trying to share something that was not on my screen. There we go. There it is. This is the teacher's guide for Espíritu de Xolotl. And as you can see, it has like the copyright thing. Oh, I would really like to thank my graphic designer, Juan Torres. He did all the illustrations for the book as well. And I just cannot imagine how much more beautiful this could be. I would love to thank my proofer, Nelly Andrade Hughes, for the fabulous work she always does for me, keeping my language simple, but also real. Nelly is great for me in that when I want to simplify something, she'll say, no, you just can't say it that way. And so I want the language to be real. This is basically a 3-week lesson plan. So what you'll see as you look through the lesson plan for the first time is that we did a little pre-reading section. So for days 1 through 4, we're going to be pre-reading, getting students ready to read the reader. Then days 5 through 11, they're going to be reading chapters of the reader El Espíritu de Xólotl. So this reader has 7 chapters, and they're reading a chapter a day from days 5 to 11. And then days 12 and 4 through 14 are the assessment days. So you may choose to assess or you may choose not to assess at the end of the unit. That is fine. What we want book club to be is super simple for you to implement. If you're not doing it in February, but you decide to do book club at a later time and use this calendar, again, you can use it in whatever way you want. We just wanted to make a book club, make a group where we could practice teaching with readers. There's some little pointers on how to choose the follow-ups that you do or your pacing and time management, but then our teacher's guide is clickable. So if you just want an overview of the teacher's guide, then you're going to come to this page and it will tell you each day, day by day, what are the activities that we have in the plans for you that day. What if you don't get through them all? Feel free to stretch it out longer, or feel free to, based on your time, if you're in a 90-minute period, you're going to have a lot more time. I have a 48-minute period, so this is based on what I think I can get done in my 48-minute period in my classroom. So you may need to make some adjustments, and that is just fine. So you can click here. You can click here to go to the printables. The printables would be all the student sheets that you might need to print. In addition, in your teacher's guide, you have a little folder of student sheets. So if you use Google Classroom, probably the easiest way to deliver any worksheet would be through Google Student Sheets. If you don't, I don't use Google Classroom. I use Schoology, and Schoology is kind of a brat about Google Docs. So I take this printables, I go to the page I need, and I extract that one page, and then that's what I hand out to my students through my LMS, through Schoology, my learning management system. We do have a little bonus section with some coloring pages. So if you have fast finishers on anything, we think the coloring pages you'll love. That's something else. Juan Torres actually came up with that idea on his own, and it was a great addition. So you can go day by day. If you want to just look one day at a time, you just start with day 1 and you click and you go right down to day 1, and that is just fine. Uh, Again, the overview is there. You have your little printables section is right here. And then every day on all of the lesson plan pages, it's marked what day it is. And also you're able to click from one day to the next. So as you flip through the lesson plans, you can see that they turned out Jody Stotic was actually the one that made the lesson plan layout for my Wayas curriculum. Dylan has edited it with the colors and stuff to make it really cute for my Xólotl book. So hopefully it is a great and easy and navigable experience. Everything is clickable in the plans. So anything you need, teacher instructions, slideshows. It says there's a link to the slides here. They're going to be found right here in your teacher folder, all of the different slideshows. The key thing is in the teacher folder right here. This is the teacher's guide, the very first document. Open it up and you're going to see this. Should you have any problems with clicks, like maybe something is seeming like it's not clicking, you might try downloading it, because a lot of times the problem is with Google's preview feature. I can't tell you why or when, but sometimes it won't let people click on things when they're trying to. You might also keep an eye on this. This is where Dylan, if we have to make a change to anything because of a typo, because we've added something, because we had a picture that didn't come out clear, if we make any updates, it will always be in the master update log. So you'll know if you need to. If you make a copy of this document down to your computer, then it's not going to automatically be updated. If you keep this in your shared with me of your computer, then it would always stay updated. So depending on how you're going to treat the documents once you get them. So that's kind of an intro to the book and to the teacher's guide. Oh, I can actually also show you the audiobook and maybe even play a little sample. I am so sorry. You may see this a lot in these videos. My Google Drive makes people have the cringes, but it works for me. I know where everything is, so that's what I do. This is a little sample.
El espíritu de Xólotl. Carrie Todd. Capítulo 1. Un pequeño ajolote. Xoli mira a sus amigos. Sus amigos están jugando en las aguas del lago de Xochimilco. El lago de Xochimilco está en México. El lago era parte de la vieja civilización mexicana.
He did so good. He had his children and his neighbors come over and collaborate so that he could have all the different voices. It is so fun. He's based in Colombia, and all of them just blew me away with their parts. So that is all of the materials. I'm so excited to welcome you to book club, whether it's simultaneously with us or in the future, if you decide to adopt this on your own. Thank you so much for trusting me with reading in your classroom. Have a great day.